Right. So first question is circle that divides. That is simple. What is called as circle of illumination? Earth takes about 24 hours, right, to complete one rotation around its axis, which is known as Earth day. Axis of Earth makes an angle of this with its orbital plane. True or false? True. So what is correct statement here? Correct option? All the three statements are correct. Okay, explanation is not required. Then second is very simple. Torrid zone, correct. Okay. Then we have temperate zone, correct. Then frigid zone, Antarctica is the South Pole. So C, right? C is the right option. All three statements. Then with reference to the solar system, consider the following statements. All 8 planets of the solar system move around the sun in a fixed circular path called orbits. True or false? Right. What is it? Okay, elliptical path. Circular path, that is incorrect. Elliptical path. Second, Venus is considered as Earth's twin. That is because size and shape are very much similar. Okay, so Venus, that is correct. Asteroids are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter that we have discussed, orbital asteroid belt that is lying there. So B, 2 and 3 only. These are the correct option. Then next is biosphere is narrow zone. Biosphere we have discussed, where you have the meeting of lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. So land, water and air. It is this zone that contains all form of life and makes the earth unique planet. Yeah, that's correct. So both statement 1 and 2 are correct. And what is the answer? 1 A or B? A, right? So that is the first. Then consider the following statement. Countries: UK, France, Spain, Algeria. Through how many of the countries does the prime meridian, that is 0 degree longitude, passes through? What is the correct option? UK, France and Algeria, only 3. C is the right option. Then consider the following statement. A traveler crossing the international date line from east to west gains a day. Right. Ideal is here, international date line. So crossing from east to west. East to west means like from US to, let us say, where? Japan. So when you move from US to Japan, what happens? You gain a day or lose a day? Gain a day. International date line is not a straight line, it zigzags to avoid cutting through islands and land masses. Okay, that's why you have many places, this kind of thing. Then international date line is located exactly at, okay, that would be again incorrect throughout the entire length. So what is the correct option? Option D. Only statement. B, right? B. 1 and 2. This is the only correct option. Consider following countries: Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Venezuela. Andes does not pass through Bolivia, right? Bolivia and Brazil, Paraguay on that side. Okay, so Paraguay. And what else? Brazil, right? So how many countries? 1, 2 and 3. How many other countries? Bolivia, no. Brazil, no. Then we have Paraguay on that side. Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela. I think it is there. Okay, in the upper part. You need to check once. Okay, so it should be only 3. Okay, check it once in the map as such. Only passes through Bolivia. Here, see, it's like this. Bolivia is, right, Bolivia. Yes, right. Bolivia it will pass through. So Bolivia, it does not pass through 2 countries. Brazil it does not pass through, and Paraguay. Except Brazil and Paraguay, it passes through all the 3 countries. So how many are left then? 6 out of 6, 2 is, it not passes. So right, C, only 4. That is the right option. Then consider following water bodies: Tanganyika, Tonle Sap and Patos Lagoon. How many of them does the equator pass through? This is, I think, this year prelims question. Okay, so correct answer is this, none of the above. Tanganyika, Tonle Sap and Patos. Then Region country, Majorca, Normandy, Sardinia. Right. So Majorca is in which country? Spain. Normandy, France. Yeah, Sardinia is in Italy. Right. So that means D. None of the above. That is the right option. All islands are part of Mediterranean Sea. That's why I told you in class. Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea, all these regions of West Asia countries that you have. Very, very important from mapping perspective. That is the area from where maximum questions UPSC keep asking, apart from Southeast Asia as well. Then Black Sea, following pair of bridges in the bordering country. Black Sea, Bulgaria, Red Sea, Eritrea, Caspian Sea, Uzbekistan, Mediterranean Sea, Syria. Caspian Sea, where is Uzbekistan will not be there. Uzbekistan is up. Kazakhstan. Okay, Kazakhstan. Then you have this Azerbaijan. These countries. Uzbekistan is further up. Aral Sea is in Uzbekistan. So Uzbekistan is incorrect one. Black Sea is Bulgaria, right? Red Sea, Eritrea. That is the Horn of Africa. Mediterranean Sea, Syria has border. Okay, so that means what is the correct option? Only 3. C. C is the right option. Then crust is thinnest of all layers, constituting only about 1% of total volume. Okay, true. Oceanic crust consists of silica and alumina. Alumina is not right. Innermost layer is the core. It's mainly made up of nickel and iron. So what is the correct option? C. 1 and 3 only. Second is incorrect. Then granite, intrusive igneous rock, sandstone, sedimentary rock, slate, metamorphic rock. Sandstone is sedimentary, granite is intrusive igneous, and slate is metamorphic. So what is the correct option? All 3. Then statement 1. The stratosphere is considered the most ideal layer for flying aeroplane. True or false? True, because wind speed is very minimal, negligible. So turbulence is missing. Second is the stratosphere contains a layer of ozone gas and is almost free from clouds and associated with the phenomena. That is also correct. Clouds and weather largely seen in which part? Troposphere only. So what is the correct option here? Option A. Right. Then the place in the crust where the earthquake movement start is called as epicenter. The strength of earthquake decreases away from the center. Endogenic forces sometimes produce a sudden movement resulting. First statement correct or incorrect? Right. Earthquake movement start is called as epicenter. Strength of the earthquake decreases away from the center. Okay, because energy will keep on reducing. Endogenic forces sometimes produce sudden movement resulting in earthquake and volcano. Okay, that we have discussed. Sudden force and diastrophic force. 2 type of division we have made. So slow forces. Then what is the correct option? All 3 statements. Then the ocean current. Agulhas current, Indian Ocean. Okay, where is Agulhas current flowing? African coast. Which current? Warm current. Then we have Benguela current, South Atlantic Ocean. True or false? Near South Africa. Which ocean? South Atlantic. Which kind of current? Cold current that forms desert like Namib Desert and this Karoo Desert. Humboldt current. Where is Humboldt? Humboldt is not in North Pacific, South Pacific. Okay, near Chile, Peru. So, and also it's cold current. So, third is incorrect. Kuroshio current, North Pacific Ocean, warm current. So, true. That means C. Only 3. 3 is the right option. Okay. Kuroshio meets with Oyashio near Japan. Which of the following celestial body exerts the strongest gravitational Moon? Okay, Moon is nearer. So, gravitational force strongest. Troposphere is the most important layer as almost all weather phenomena occur here. Okay, that is correct. Atmospheric pressure increases rapidly. No, what happens to pressure? Pressure reduces because the number of gases molecule decreases as you go up. So, lesser the number of gases, lesser is the pressure. Thermosphere facilitate radio transmission due to presence of part of it called the ionosphere. That is correct. So, what is the one? 1 and 3. C. C is the right option for 17. Equatorial low pressure belt is generally characterized by lack of strong surface winds earning in the name doldrum. Okay, zone of calm. Doldrum basically means zone of calm, so it's correct. Intense solar heating at the equator causes the air to become warm, expand and rise vertically, leaving very little horizontal movement of air at the surface. Okay, so that is the correct statement. So A. Okay, both are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1 as well. What is the name given to subtropical high pressure belt? Other name. Equator is called as doldrum. What do you call subtropical high pressure belt as? Horse latitude, right? So horse latitude. Then 19, consider the following statement regarding ocean water movement. Ocean current are a stream of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in definite direction. Okay, that's the definition we have written. Areas where warm and cold current wind provide the best fishing ground. Okay, so we have like Japan coast, near Grand Banks in Canada. Okay, you have Bahia Blanca in Argentina and all we have covered. So correct. Navigation becomes exceptionally smooth and safe in areas where warm and cold current meets. Okay, no, because what happens there? Dense fog formation. Okay, strong wind movement plus cyclone formation can be seen as well. Then what is the correct option? 19A. 1 and 2 only A. A is the right option. Type of tide, spring tide. What is spring tide? When all three are in the straight line, maximum gravitational pull. Neap tide, when sun and moon are at right angles to the earth, right? That we have straight. So if sun, this is earth. If moon is here, what kind of tide? Neap tide. If moon is here, what kind of tide? The spring tide. High tides generally hinder the movement of ships trying to enter the shallow harbor. True or false? False. Trying to enter the harbor. If ship is trying to enter the harbor, how high tides are moving current? Right? They are helping. Because the direction of flow of current will be in same direction as that of ship. So that is incorrect. Only 2. B. B is the right option. If low tide was there, then what would happen? They would create disturbance, difficulty. So third is incorrect. With reference to the interior of Earth, P waves vibrate parallel to the direction of waves. Okay, correct. S wave can pass through solid, liquid, gaseous. No, S wave passes only through what medium? Solid medium. Surface waves are considered the most destructive earthquake waves. Right? Between body waves and surface wave, which causes more damage and destruction? Surface waves. So that's why this is correct. So 1 and 3. C. Yes, C is the right option. Then valleys. V-shaped valleys formed by what? Rivers. So running water. Stalactite. What is stalactite? Karst topography. There you have limestone caves. There you will find stalactite. So groundwater. Burchens. What do we have? Wind. In the desert area, crescent-shaped dunes like this we have discussed. In Thar desert you will find it. So burchens. Moraines formed by glacier, deposits of glaciers. So all 4 pairs. Thickness of troposphere is greatest and at the equator. Correct or incorrect? Right, because that's where maximum strong convection current flows through. Strong convection current transport heat to greater height at the equator. That means A. Okay, A is the right option. Simple. Arrange the following divisions of the ocean floor in the correct sequence from coast to sea. Okay, this is very simple. What should be the correct answer? Option A. Self slope, then we have rise, and then we have the abyssal plain. So 2, 1, 4, 3. A. When tropical climates, average temperature of the coldest month is 18 degrees Celsius or higher. Dry climate, evaporation exceeds precipitation. Warm temperate climate, average temperature of coldest month is -3 degrees Celsius or below. Cold snow forest climate, average temperature of coldest month is between 18 degree and -3 degree. What is the correct option? Only. Which one is incorrect? Third and fourth. Okay, so first and second, these 2 are correct. So only 2 pairs. Then it is, read the following. Apparent force caused by what force? Coriolis force. No need to write. So Coriolis force causes the movement of cyclones. In northern hemisphere, what is the direction of rotation of cyclone? Anti-clockwise or clockwise? Anti-clockwise. Okay. In the southern hemisphere, what do we have? Clockwise rotation. That is because of Coriolis force. Deflects every moving object to the right and in the northern and left in the southern hemisphere. About atmospheric circulation, trade winds, where do they flow? Tropical areas. What is the direction? East to west. Westerlies, mid latitude. What is the direction? West to east. Polar westerlies, polar region. What is the direction? East to west. Right. This is incorrect one. So only 2 rows. B. Okay, B is the right option. Easterlies move from east to west. The surface salinity of ocean at the equator is lower than the surface salinity at the tropics. We have discussed that tropical area you have highest maximum salinity. Equatorial region receive. Region is what? Because daily heavy rainfall is received. Rainfall adds which kind of water? Fresh water. If fresh water is added, salinity would reduce. Tropical region experience high rate of evaporation and very low precipitation. Right. So what is the correct option here? Both statement 2 and 3 are correct, and both of them explain statement 1 as such. Then we have cirque landform. Cirque in the glacier area, a long wide trough or basin with very steep concave to vertically dropping high wall. Which one?
Very low precipitation.
Tropical in experience. We just. Tropical equatorial regions, we have a daily rainfall. That second is correct. So we don't have in the option 2 and 3. Only one the statement 2 and 3 is correct. That explains the statement 1. Right. That is yes. Okay, this is C here. Tropical as compared to equatorial, they receive less rainfall. It does not mean very low. Very low will be in which area? Right. Try to connect it to the pressure belt diagram we have drawn. What do we have? Equatorial low pressure belt where you have very heavy amount of rainfall, and then you have subpolar low pressure belt, there we have very heavy amount of rainfall. The minimum or very low rainfall will be in which belt? Subtropical, because that's where air is descending. So on that basis we can say, okay, if it was low then maybe we could have marked it. So okay, that also can be correct option here, okay, depending on what is given explanation. But this is a good catch. Very low is kind of tricky. Then cirque. C. Okay, see, you can mark correct. Cirque, deep, long and wide trough or basin that we have discussed, okay, in the glaciated areas. Stalagmite, again what do we have? If this is the cave, one grow from top down, other grow from bottom up. This is what we call as a stalactite, and this growing from floor, this roof to bottom is the stalagmite. So calcite deposit that rise up from the floor of limestone caves, that means it is incorrect one. Then Birchen, crescent shaped sand dunes formed by wind erosion in arid and semi-arid region. True or false? We just have discussed. Okay, so true. So what is the correct option? Only 2. Which of the following is considered as direct source? Direct source of the information about interior. Okay, volcanism and drilling, if it was there, then drilling of earth also. So volcanism, that is the only option. Highest percentage is atmosphere or nitrogen, that is 0.93% you have argon content. The third highest, B is the right option. Then context of geomorphic process, downslope flow of soil mass or fine grown rock debris. Saturated with water is solifluction. This D. When the downslope movement of soil is seen, when you have saturation, water saturation, that is the definition of solifluction, D. Then Strait of Hormuz, recently in news, what does it connect? Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. Right. Then we have Strait of Malacca, Andaman Sea, South China Sea, Bosphorus, Black Sea and Sea of Marmara. Okay, so actually it's like this. We have Black Sea, in the upper part we have Sea of Marmara, and further you have Dardanelles Strait that connects it to the Mediterranean Sea. So two very important straits you would find in Turkey, Dardanelles and Bosphorus. So what is the correct option? All the 3 pairs are correctly matched. C is the right option. Following South American countries, how many of the above are landlocked countries? Landlocked. Uruguay has coastal areas. Okay, so this will not be option. Bolivia is Peru. Then this side Brazil, Chile and Argentina. That is landlocked. Paraguay also is slightly to the west of Uruguay. It does not have any coast. So what is the correct option? B. Bolivia and Paraguay. These two are landlocked countries. Uruguay has coastal border in the Atlantic Ocean. Arrange the following Southeast Asian capital in the correct sequence from north to south. Southeast Asian capital from north to south. Northernmost is Hanoi. 2. Hanoi is capital of which country? Vietnam. So northernmost, on the northernmost part. So Vietnam, Hanoi. So 2. That means either C or it will be A. Then after Hanoi, what do we have? Hanoi, this Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Vietnam. So 1, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, fair. This should be 4, no? That is, this number is 4. Right. So now what should be the answer? Hanoi. After Hanoi, you have Laos. In Laos, you will find Vientiane. Okay. So Vientiane. Then what do we have? Bangkok. And then what do we have? Kuala Lumpur. Okay. So what is the correct option? 2, 4, 1, 3. Okay. Consider following African countries: Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda. How many of the above countries does equator pass? Equator passes through Kenya and Uganda. Okay, Rwanda is in the southern hemisphere, further south of this. So 2, B, Kenya, Uganda only. And that's where also you have Lake Victoria, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, 3 countries. Nile River flows northward and drains into Mediterranean Sea. Correct or false? Okay, starting from the Victoria, Lake Victoria, Ethiopian highlands, and then flows in northward direction and then drains out in Mediterranean. Amazon River flows eastward and drains in the Atlantic Ocean. Right, correct. The Mekong River flows southward and drains into the Indian Ocean. No. Mekong River drains in South China Sea. South China Sea is part of which ocean? Pacific Ocean. Not Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Flowing in southward direction but drains into the Pacific Ocean. So third statement is incorrect statement. So correct answer would be A. 1 and 2 only. Mekong River, a very important river of Southeast Asia. Several times they have asked question from Mekong. Mekong Ganga Corporation also is an organization. So make sure that you go through them. Then we have 38. Turmeric production. India is the largest producer, consumer and exporter of turmeric. More than 30 varieties of turmeric are grown across various states in India. Headquarter of National Turmeric Board is located in Andhra Pradesh. Telangana. Okay. Not Andhra Pradesh. So National Turmeric Board is located in Telangana. So A and A, 1 and 2 only. Okay, that's the correct option. Biogas primarily consists of methane and carbon dioxide. True or false? True. Biogas, what do you have? Methane. Methane is produced. Biogas may contain traces of nitrogen, hydrogen, H2S and oxygen. Okay, that is also correct. Methane alone constitute about 95% of biogas. True or false? 60% around. Okay, not 95%. So 60% is methane. Remaining are other. So third statement would be incorrect one. A. 1 and 2 only. Okay, these days you have, because of crisis, what is going on? News, LPG, LNG and all that. Make sure that you go through their composition. Question can be asked in the prelims examination. They will not ask that about LPG, what is LPG and all, but they can ask that which gas is primarily in LPG, what is primarily in LNG as such. Both have very different composition. So where you would find methane? LNG, okay, only methane. LPG, what do you have? Butane. So propane, that is the same. So 1 and 2. Then Hong Kong Convention, current affairs. Recycling of ship, right? So, third one, safe and environmentally sound recycling of ship. Acha, in India you would find, maybe we have discussed in class, largest ship breaking site in the world. Where would you find it? Gujarat, Alang shipyard. Okay, so related to that, very important fact. Largest ship breaking site. Then we have the ozones, 12, HNO3, CO. How many of our secondary pollutant? Secondary pollutant means that forms by different compounds, 2 different compounds. So ozone, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, carbon dioxide. What is the correct option? Right. No, 1, 2 and 3. Ozone forms by nitric oxide, volatile organic compound. Okay, chapter 11th of class 11th NCERT or chapter 13 maybe, or class 11th NCERT, there you will find this. So ozone is basically, so this and this. These 3 are secondary pollutant. Carbon dioxide, it is emitted in its original form. Like if you burn the fossil fuel, CO is emitted. So that's why primary pollutant. Okay, ozone, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, It forms by the reaction between different compounds in the atmosphere. The Wilmington Declaration was quad, okay, related to quad. Consider the following statement about Atal Bhujal Yojana, Atal Jal. Central sector scheme aims to improve groundwater management through community participation in identified priority areas. This is correct. This is false. I think 7 or 8 states are there, okay, where only this scheme is implemented. Not all. Okay, 7 or 8 Indian states. So what is the correct option? A. Then with reference to the National Sports Policy 2025, new policy supersedes existing sports policy 2014, 2001 I think. Okay, this figure is incorrect. Not 2014. Aims to establish India as a global sporting powerhouse and a strong content for the international sporting event, including the 2036 Olympic Games. Yes, okay, that is the vision. So what is the correct option here? 44. Option is B. It's not 2014. It is replacing I think 2001 or 2010. Consider the following statement about the employment linked incentive scheme. Incentivize the creation of more than 3.5 crore jobs in the country over a period of next 10 years, next 2 years. Okay, it is not next 10 years, over next 2 years, 3.5 crore jobs. First time employees will get 1 month's wage of up to 15,000, that is correct. Employers are also incentivized for generating employment under the scheme, that is also correct. So, what is the correct option? B. First is incorrect, remaining 2 is the correct option. The next 2 years. With reference to financial stability report, very important report, right? Released annually by RBI, true or false? Biannually, okay. So that's why incorrect. Then FSR is based on collective assessment of Financial Stability and Development Council subcommittee, that is correct. Financial Stability and Development Council is chaired by the governor of RBI. No, finance minister. Finance minister is the chairman. So what is the correct option? B. 2 only. 2 only. B. Biannual. With reference to recently approved Research Development Innovation Scheme, consider the following statement. Research Development Innovation schemes aims to provide long-term financing or refinancing with low or nil interest rate to private sector for research and innovation. Governing Board of Anusandhan National Research Foundation, chaired by the Cabinet Secretary, will provide a strategic direction to the scheme. Department of Science and Technology will act as a nodal department for implementation of the scheme. Third one is correct, DST is there. Okay, second, Governing Board of Anusandhan National Research Foundation, chaired by the Cabinet Secretary. It is chaired by Prime Minister of India. That is incorrect one. Okay, not by Cabinet Secretary. This is incorrect. So what is correct option? 1 and 3. With reference to India Energy Stack, digital public infra aimed at creating unified, secure and interoperable digital platform for India's energy sector. That is the correct one. Okay, that's the objective. The initiative is being spearheaded by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. No. Which ministry? Ministry of Power. Okay, that is the ministry spearheading it. So A. Only 1. A is the right statement. Then with reference to civil registration system, it is governed by registration of births and death acts, administered by the Office of Registrar General of India and the Ministry of Home Affairs. Civil registration system falls under the state list of constitution. First is correct. Okay, civil registration under this particular act. Administered by which office? Registrar General of India. Okay, he is responsible for all the registration. Third statement is state list is incorrect. It is in which list? Concurrent list. Okay, not state, not central. Concurrent list of constitution. So 1 and 2 only. A. A is the right option. Then last is fruit crop is most affected by botrytis grape. Botrytis fungus. It affects grapes. Okay, so that is the factual question. Right, that's all.